Subscribe my channel. Press like button. OneCoin is among the most blatant, shocking, and fascinating crypto scams of them all, and yet it has somehow managed to fly under the radar. The opinions expressed in this special editorial report does not necessarily reflect the opinion of Bitrates or its staff. While BitConnect has left its mark in the meme folklore as the paragon of the unabashed frauds that emerge from that murky period of crypto mooning driven by speculative frenzies, exaggerated promises, and opportunism, there is an even more outrageous Ponzi scheme that attempted to take advantage of the success of cryptocurrency, surpassing other scams in the surprising and unusual scope of its networks and scale of its operations. And yet, this massive fraud has been given much less media attention and has been largely allowed to go under the radar. The massive fraud in question is OneCoin, an unoriginal and badly put together scam that's fairly obvious for most people who have any clue about cryptocurrency, startups, or finance. OneCoin was organized and promoted by known fraudsters in the wake of the cryptocurrency craze as a private blockchain crypto coin and a Bitcoin killer, but was running an SQL server in the backend, basically consisting of little more than an Excel spreadsheet and a Fugazi web portal displaying provably fake transactions. Norwegian developer Bjørnbjerg OneCoin tried to hire at one point to somehow magically turn their SQL server into a blockchain, describes the individuals behind it as worse than criminals. The Ponzi scheme had been running via two offshore companies, OneCoin Limited in Dubai and One Life Network Limited in Belize, founded by self-entitled Dr. Ruja Ignatova, together with sales conman and serial scammer Sebastian Greenwood in 2014. U.S. prosecutors have alleged the scheme has brought in $4 billion worldwide from victims in its 5-year history. To put that in perspective, Madoff's scam, the biggest in history, is $65 billion. Much of the money has been siphoned into property deals and to a host of questionable individuals and companies in Ruja's native Bulgaria and elsewhere, including former politicians, well-connected businessmen and people with links to organized crime, including to alleged organized crime figures of the rank of Bulgarian cocaine king Christofos Simonidis, who was charged in absentia with drug offenses by Bulgarian police. As mentioned, the founders of the scheme originate from and are formally based in the small Balkan kleptocracy of Bulgaria, a rather bleak and depressing post-communist train wreck of a state known for its levels of all-permeating corruption and organized crime, as well as its status as the poorest, most miserable member state of the EU. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, most of Eastern Europe went through the turbulent transition times of the 1990s when, following the institutional collapses and widespread political, economic and social crises, the line between legal and illegal was soon blurred or altogether wiped out, witnessing at times a merging of mafia and state. British journalists Misha Glenny, who also wrote Dark Market, Cyber Thieves, Cyber Cops and You in 2011, in which he documents the rise of cybercrime, identity theft, and credit card fraud in post-communist Eastern Europe, describes the rise of global organized crime in that period in his Mafia, a journey through the global criminal underworld, which, coincidentally, begins with the case of Bulgaria as the archetypal example of its subject matter. Arguably, Bulgaria may be the only such post-communist country left which hasn't yet managed to purge itself from these criminal undercurrents, which on their part have managed to completely usurp and colonize the state apparatus and government institutions in those 30 years since then.